It was an intense day in the Galactic Senate, with many senators discussing what should be done about the separatist crisis that had escalated. With Senator Amidala in hiding, Jar Jar took her place in the podium, and all of a sudden the spotlight was up to him on what to decide.
Misa believe emergency powers are necessary in order to stop the separatists and stop the crisis. Misa propose that Yusa make me Supreme Chancellor,
Jar Jar said. All of a sudden there was commotion, even some laughter in the crowd. Chancellor Palpatine looked perplexed, looking towards Jar Jar's direction. Everyone was at a loss for words. Finally, Palpatine broke the silence by saying, Jar Jar, you cannot be Supreme Chancellor.
Misa can be.
Within moments, Jar Jar led an eruption of Sith lightning throughout the halls of the Galactic Senate building, melting every senator. Palpatine deflected some of the blast, but got hit pretty hard. And all of a sudden, it was just Jar Jar and Palpatine. Palpatine's eyes turned Sith orange, and now he shot his own lightning at Jar Jar.
Good try. However, your powers are very weak compared to mine.
Jar Jar easily deflected the inferior Sith lightning of Darth Sidious's, and soon took out his own lightsaber.
Now you will die, and the galaxy will be mine.
Jar Jar erupted from his chair, jumping a staggering 300 feet towards Palpatine and slicing right through him at the speed of light with his lightsaber. And alas, Darth Jar Jar now had control of the Senate all to himself and self-appointed him ruler of the galaxy and Supreme Emperor.
Misa propose that eating with your tongue is now okay and socially acceptable.
This was Jar Jar's first decree, allowing him to eat during Senate meetings with his bizarre method of eating food, making it so others would not look on upon him. Jar Jar's first act of business was to deal with those that would have made fun of him, his past and on Naboo. He would travel to Naboo and to the underwater city of Otogunga, where he would enact his revenge on Boss Nass.
Remember when you laughed at me and banished me? Well, now I'm the Supreme Emperor of the galaxy. I can do whatever I want.
Jar Jar force choked the large Gungan and snapped his neck in the process. Jar Jar would continue onward to track down and destroy all Jedi that opposed him in the galaxy, including Obi-Wan, Anakin the Chosen One, Ahsoka, Mace Windu, Yoda. Single-handedly besting all 10,000 Jedi by himself. Nobody could compete with the powers of Darth Jar Jar. Obviously, Clone Wars were single-handedly ended by him, and he stopped production of clones and destroyed all separatist leaders. The galaxy was a cruel place, with Darth Jar Jar at the helm and the Supreme Emperor. The streets of planets were uneasy, never knowing when something might happen or who might get got by the new Supreme Emperor. Most were afraid to stand up against this new empire that Jar Jar had instilled and wouldn't dare challenge him. Well, for the most part, there was one brave soul of the name Babu Frick. The 1-foot-tall Anzelian, though small in stature, possessed great force abilities of his own, and figured he would take matters in his own hand in an attempt to rid the galaxy of the evil Darth Jar Jar's rule. In a modified IG-11 droid that was equipped with rocket packs, as Jar Jar was nonchalantly taking a joyride in a speeder, he was knocked over into the air, falling by this IG-11 unit with Babu Frick on the top of it at the same time. A battle between the two mid-air as they were falling to the surface of Coruscant erupted. Punches came back and forth from Babu, and it was pretty intense. Though Jar Jar held his ground, deflecting, he sent a wave of Sith lightning towards Babu, who absorbed it. They were 10,000 feet from the surface now and dropping rapid.
What do you think you're doing?
Jar Jar exclaimed as he's falling in, with the air coming through his lungs so fast, making it hard to breathe. The Anzelian Babu kept up the assault to try to take him out. That is when Jar Jar did something so unexpected. Froze time. Or did he? Jar Jar laughed as now himself and Babu Frick were motionless 5,000 feet above the surface of Coruscant, just floating in the air.
My new powers,
Jar Jar exclaimed.
I've been training with the Force recently and I've discovered how to fly. I can propel myself anywhere forward, backwards, and upside down.
Jar Jar showed off his tricks and tried spinning in the air just to show the Anzelian what he could do.
And I can stop other people from falling too. It doesn't take much effort for me.
Babu Frick was perplexed. How could he compete with this? Mid-air, Babu made the motion of getting to his knees and declared himself that he will do anything he asked of Jar Jar if he would teach him the ways so he can learn to fly with the Force.
Well, because you asked so nicely, I'll do it.
Then on, Darth Jar Jar and his apprentice Babu Frick ruled the galaxy, having a good time while doing it, but terrorizing most of the galaxy. And the galaxy would fall into a dark age that would last thousands of years as Jar Jar discovered the ability to live forever and manipulate midichlorians. A feat only a few other Sith Lords in all of time had figured out how to do, but it was not even a challenge for the one known as Darth Jar Jar. With his midichlorian count in the trillions, he was simply unbeatable. Babu learned well and became a force to reckon with as well, and the Empire continued to span across until Jar Jar had complete control of the entire galaxy and every planet. It is until one day when the Yuzong Vong emerged from hyperspace and finally a worthy challenge for Jar Jar. But
you simply would laugh it off and defeat them like you did everyone else. And yes, this is me, Jar Jar, telling the story of myself from third person. I conquered the galaxy.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit out there what if. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I wanted to use the opportunity to kind of change it up a bit. Here are some of my other favorite what ifs I've made so far. Let me know in the comments which what ifs you want to see next. Stay tuned for live streams, the Bizmo Show live Thursdays. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great weekend, a great day whenever you're watching this, and may the Force be with you always.